Okay, so before we start, do you have any concern that you want to raise? Any question? No? Okay, so um, okay, let's start the session. Okay, so today we will talk about the user interface for search. There are so many websites or tools that you can use to capture the query. So today we will look into some of the concept or some of the issue that we will be addressing when we talk about the user interface for search. Okay, so we will look into the search process, query specification interface. How do we display the retrieval result? How do we perform the query reformulation? And then how are we going to organize the search result? And finally, we look into some of the search interface that we have and how do we visualize the data. So some of them are outdated, but they are some of the um, early effort that being put forward to be improved by the new researcher. Okay, so let's take a look at the search process. Like most of us, um, we tend to find information straight away from the Google search because that is the main tool nowadays, unless there is another one. But at the moment, Google search engine has manipulated all the search process that we have. Okay. Um, when we perform the search process, it all depends on our background or our knowledge about that particular topic. Okay, so numerous study has been made of people engaged in the search process. They look at how people perform the search process. Okay, and they will look at what are the strategy, what are the technique that they use to display the information on the screen. So the result of this study can help guide the design of such interface. Okay, how do we provide the interface for the user to key in the no, key in the keyword and then display the result? In most cases, user tend to simulate, um, no, reformulate their query, meaning that they will readjust or strategize their keyword in order to get a better um, result. And normally we look for certain information based on a specific query. But if we do not find any relevant document with respect to the query, we will change our keyword. We will change our strategy. Okay, we may use the keyword and or in order to narrow down our search result. Okay, so the search interface has been developed to support both query history and also revisitation, meaning that they will remember what what keyword that you have key in, or they will suggest to you what are the keyword that is most um, typed by other people. So they will look at the number of hits, number of occurrence of certain keyword, and then they will suggest to you. Okay. Okay. Study also show that it is difficult for people to determine whether or not a document is relevant to a topic because sometimes it all depends on our background. For example, some of you are in third year, some of you are in fourth year. So when you look for a topic, a particular topic related to your final year project, you maybe you looking for certain keyword or certain concept. If you do not have any background about that particular subject, you are not able to determine whether that particular result is relevant with respect to your query or not. Okay, so this make the differences when we try to perform the search. They say that the less user know about the topic, the poorer judges they are of whether a search result is relevant to that particular topic. So meaning that if you do not have any background or any knowledge about that particular topic, you are having difficulty to decide whether that document relevant to your topic or not. Okay, and the other study found that searchers tend to look at only the top rank retrieve result. They assume that all the top rank results are the most important document. Okay, so they tend not to look at what are listed at the bottom or on the next page. Okay? But if you know about the background of the topic, you will know how to decide whether the document is relevant or not. So people are poor at estimating how much of the relevant material they have found. So it all depends on your background. So our background knowledge influence our search process. The expert user use different strategies. Expert meaning that they are well known, they they have a good background, excellent background on that particular topic. So when they are looking for a certain document, they will be very specific, which is not too general. Okay, novice searcher tend to look for a general concept because they do not know the hierarchy of the knowledge. So they just look at the surface knowledge about that particular concept. Okay. The expert searcher were more patient than the novice. Novice meaning the beginner. Okay. And this positive attitude led to better search outcome. Okay. But if now they have this, when you are a student, you look for technical paper. Or if you are a scientist or a researcher, you look for a technical paper. So now they have this new Google, not new. It was established long time ago, but this is only for those people who are looking for technical paper. So they have this Google Scholar. So all the keyword that you key in directly retrieve all the technical paper about that particular topic. But if you just want to know at the surface only, so you just use the Google only. Okay? So this one is more technical. This is more general. Okay, general in terms that this one will give you a website that will explain the concept about the keyword that you key in. But if you use the Google Scholar, they will give you a technical paper that discussing about that particular topic that you are looking at. Okay, so if you want to know more technical thing, you use Google Scholar. So if you do want just want to know like a tutorial or samples, you go to Google. Okay, I think the spelling is Gool.
Able to send messages to playing on stage one private.
Okay, Okay, now we look into the query specification. Um, um, this one having to know that different people will have different behavior in the search process. It all depends on your background knowledge. Okay, so if you look at the query specification, normally we will look at the keyword or the word that we are trying to relate to the concept. Okay, so for web search engine, the query is specified in the textual form. Textual form. Okay, meaning that at this moment, less search engine can accommodate photos or audio or video. Okay, for example, if you're looking for a similar image, so you should be able to upload the image and then you Google based on the image. So the image, the search engine will be able to retrieve image that is similar to what you have um, uploaded into the web page. Okay, so at the moment, most web search engine use textual form. Typically, web query today are very short, consisting of one or to three words. Okay, of course you can type the whole sentence or the whole paragraph, but that won't be guarantee that you will get a better result. Okay. Okay. For a short query, reflect the standard usage scenario in which the user tests the water. So if the results do not look relevant, then they use a reformulate. Reformulate meaning that they expand the query or they use different keyword or they shorten the query. Okay. If the results are promising, then the user will navigate to the most relevant looking website. Okay, so this search behavior is a demonstration of orienteering strategy, meaning that you are trying to um, adapt yourself with the output that you have by adjusting your key in your keyword that you want to key in to the search engine. Okay. So let's take a look at the some of the query specification interface. So this one is just a sample of website that they created in order to uh, make the search process easier for some people, for a particular group of people. Okay. So for example, we have this. This is Yelp. So the Yelp is a website that asks you to key in the thing that you want to look for and then the location. Okay, that one, and let me change the color first. Okay, so this one tell what subject or what item you look for and where is the location. Okay, so for example, you look for restaurant or McDonald. So where is that location? So near New York. So they will pin all the location here. So this is the Yelp.com. Okay, so not only restaurant, for other type of shop, you also can look um, by using this website. We also have this Z-Vent. So Z-Vent asks you what you want to look for and when and near what location. Okay, so this one um, tell you exactly what you should be keying in, and then they will give you the result. Okay, compared to Google, Google is a free format, free structure, so you can type in any concept. But for this one, they tell you what you want to look for, when it happened, and then near what location. Okay. Um, like for the Google, they also have this Google autocomplete or Google auto suggest, which depends on your profile. So in this example, using the same keyword here, using the same keyword, but it depends on whether you log in or not. Okay, in this example, I log in, but this one is not login. So notice that the suggested keyword will be different depending on your profile. So based on your past or history keyword that you look for, then they will suggest what is more important to your profile. So they try to match the suggested keyword closer to your profile. Okay, so if you look at here, data, and then data entry, data mining. So this one they look at database system, data mining, conference, because they know that I'm always looking for a textbook or a conference or research in this area. So it will try to match to the profile. So um, I guess everybody also will get the same experience here, because when you open your laptop, you automatically log into the Google using your browser. So when you look for certain information, they will capture your keyword, and that will become the history of your search process, and they will do a profiling for you. Okay, so any question? If you okay, can you type number one? How many of us here now? 98. Okay, so let's take a look at the retrieval result display. Okay, so when we key in the keyword, the system will retrieve the document, and then they will provide the formatting on how they display the information to you. Yes, Mahendra Rabu. Any question?
No, sir. Accidentally tapped.
Okay, okay, okay. So if you have any question, you just raise your hand. Okay. So we can discuss more about the concept that you are not sure. I think at the moment it's still okay. So when the system retrieve the document, they have a strategy on how they display the result to you. Okay. Some of them will present the document in full, or some of them will present the document just a summary only. Okay. So when we say a summary only, so this is what we call the surrogate. Okay, the document surrogate refer to the information that summarize the document. Okay, so what happened here is that depending on the keyword that you key in, so they will get that particular paragraph or that particular sentence that contain the keyword, and they will display that one to you. Okay, or maybe they combine a few sentences that consist the keyword that you type in. Okay, and this is one of the active area of research that being done. Meaning that given a keyword, how do you summarize the document based on the keyword that you have key in? Okay, how do you present to the user so that the user can benefit more by just reading the summary of the document based on the keyword that you key in? Okay, because the quality of the surrogate or the summary can greatly affect the perceived relevance of the search result listing. Okay, so by looking at the summary only, so the user can tell whether the document is relevant to you or not. Okay. In a web search, the page title is usually shown prominently along with the URL. So normally they will show this one together with the date published, the author, and also the text summary, or they call it snippet. Okay, containing text extracted from the document. So this is the text extracted that containing the keyword that you key in. Okay. The list is sometimes referred to as search engine result page. So this is given to you. Okay. Sometimes they will give you sample images. For example, this one you type in rainbow, so they will give you the rainbow. So it depends on the context on how the uh, text is being used. Okay, for example, if you type Manchester United, so they will give you the latest result. Okay, because normally when you look for certain concept, especially in sport, you are interested in the result, so they will give you the result as well. Okay. Okay. Displaying the query term in the context in which they appear in the document. So how do you display them? Sometimes they call it keyword in context. So in most cases, they will copy the whole sentence that containing the keyword. Okay. So this is called query bias summary because we look at the keyword in order to summarize the summary. Okay. And determining which text to place in the summary and how much text to show is a challenging problem because you don't know how much is enough to display to the user. Okay, if you take the full paragraph or half paragraph, user tend to feel boring or they say a lot of things to be read and then they will just skip. If you manage to just display one or two or three sentences only related to the keyword, I think that is good enough already. Okay? And that's why they say here there is a trade-off between showing the sentence or part of the sentence. Okay, so this is still in active research in information retrieval. Okay, okay. Some results suggest that it is better to show full sentence rather than to cut them off like just half only. Okay, and further, the kind of information to display should vary according to the intent of the query. So, for example, if we okay, some people longer results are deemed better than shorter one for certain type of information because you need more explanation, especially when you do not have enough background knowledge about that particular topic. The other one is that you may require less information because you know already about the subject. For example, MAS, Malaysian Airline. Similarly, requests for factual information can be satisfied with a concise result display. So, if you're looking for factual information, you do not have to display the whole sentence. Okay. Okay. Other kind of document information can be usefully shown. For example, like this, we have this. This is given to you, and then they also will show you see other results also. Okay, so they have some other information that displayed together. Okay, for example, like this one, this is biotech search engine. So basically, this one is a private search engine that work, that only look for the input from their database. So over here, they will tell you about the abstract. They will tell you about the photos and also all the experiment that they have, the table and so on. This is the same thing, but they show you, okay, in this search you type this one, and then they will tell you about the abstract, and then the full text, and then this is for another paper. So it depends on what you type key in here. They will tell you the paper that are associated with the keyword that you have. So this is not a public search engine. This is more on a private one, technical paper that um, related to bio. Okay. Okay. So for the query reformulation, this process happen when the output given to you or the result given to you are not enough or not relevant to you. So you tend to reformulate your query by changing the keyword or by expanding your keyword. Okay? So one of the research activity is to develop a predictive model of query reformulation during web searching, meaning that they will try to try to predict what keyword that you should be typing. That's where they suggest your keyword suggestion to the user, depending on your um, profiling, user profiling. Okay, so there are tools to help user reformulate their query. So one technique consisting of showing term related to the query. So like I mentioned just now, you look at the auto suggested keyword depending on the profiling. Okay? So this one is without signing in. So this one will not be based on profiling. So whatever you type, it will straight away go to the result here. Okay. So you may expand your query, and they says that 8% of query were generated from the term suggestion. Okay. So um, if we have 10 people, one of the people may be using the term suggested to them. Okay. And Anik also found that 6% of users who were exposed to term suggestion chose to click on them. Okay. So meaning that if you have what 100 people, 6 of them will click on the suggested keyword that given to them. Okay. Some query term suggestion are based on entire search session of a particular user. So meaning that whatever suggested to them, it will depends on the entire search session on that particular user if they do not have the user profiling. Okay. Other are based on behavior of other users, so this is based on the other user. For example, if you type certain word, they will expand the keyword based on the most query keyword by other user, okay, who have the same who have issued the same or similar query in the past. Okay. In order to determine which document are relevant with respect to the query, we have to look at the relevant feedback. Okay, how do we know that, or how does the system know that a document is relevant to the query? Okay, based on the user click or based on the user eyes movement or what? Okay, so relevant feedback is another method whose goal is to aid in the query reformulation. So they will capture the user behavior. Based on the user behavior, we can tell that the document is relevant with respect to the query. They will capture this, and then the next time another user perform the same search, they will suggest the document. Okay? So the main idea is to have the user indicate which document are relevant to their query. Okay, based on the click or more advanced technique based on the eye movement, where they read the summary of the result. Okay. The system then compute a new query from this information and shows a new retrieval set. So based on the information that they capture, they will um, show the new retrieval set. So this method has not been found to be successful from a usability perspective because that it does not appear in a standard interface today. So because this one need active um, active process or live prediction. So more study need to be explored. Okay, so we will look into this one based on the number of click or based on um, direct user survey. Okay, so we will look into in, I believe, chapter 5 or 6. Okay, any question? If you're okay, can you type number 2 if you're still there? Okay, so now we will look into the organizing search result. Okay, so in order to organize the search result that are given to the user, we may use some kind of tools. For example, we are looking at the category, topic modeling, or we can use the clustering, where we cluster the document based on the content of the document, okay, or based on the topic of the particular document. Okay, so the category system, we will put label, meaningful label, in order to organize that document. Okay, but in some cases we do not have um, a reliable label, so we use clustering. So this is what we call unsupervised technique, where we use the clustering technique based on the content of the document. So similar content of document will be put or cluster in the same cluster. Okay, so different cluster will have different content. Okay, so we will look into this one in text classification, which is lecture number 7. Okay. Okay, so the most commonly used category structure are flat, hierarchical, and facilitated. So this is something like this. Let me show you. Okay. This one is they have this Superbook interface for showing the retrieval result. So they have different. They will show you the table of content. They will show you the section number, and they show you some of the images that they have. We also have something like this. So this one is using the category. Okay, so category media, location, object, and so on. So this is using images. Okay. So if you go back to the previous one, okay, so that is the most commonly used category structure, flat, hierarchical. The flat category are simply list of topic that you have. So basically, a list of topic that you have here. Okay, a list of topic, location, object, and so on. Okay. So most website organize their information into general category. So based on the topic too. Okay. Okay. So this is some of the example for the hierarchy. So based on the table of content here, then you can look at the section here. So this is what we call the Superbook. But I don't think this one still available on public because this one is in the research area. So they have performed research on this area and then they publish their work here. Okay. You could also organize your results based on cluster. Okay, so what happened here? This is fine index clustering. So fine index clustering will organize their output based on the cluster here. Okay, so click on the Atari Jaguar. So you have all the Atari Jaguar here. So if you look at this one, this is the number of document in each of the cluster that we have. Okay, so not very user friendly because we used to use the Google. We also have this clusty.com. So the clusty.com organize the document based on the cluster here also. Okay, and this is a sample of the hierarchy because we have a few level here. So if you look at this is the parent group, and then we also have the hierarchy that going to here. Okay, so they are using the hierarchy and also the cluster that we have. So this is the clusty.com. Okay, now we will look at some of the visualization in search interface. Normally this is used within a small group of area trying to visualize the content of the document. Okay, so this is not used publicly because they are very not scalable to accommodate more users. Okay? But they are based on a few concepts. Okay? So let's take a look at some of the concepts that they use. Okay, so these are some of the technique that they use. They use the Boolean syntax. They use the query terms within retrieval result. They are looking at the relationship among word and document, and they are looking also visualization for text mining. Okay, so these are some of the topic that being researched. Okay? Like for the Boolean syntax, we use this Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram is trying to look at the overlapping of the document based on the keyword that they have. So for example, this one, there is no overlapping. So each cluster will have their own cluster. But if you look at the here, um, retrieval and keyword, they have some overlapping here. So this is called Venn query, okay, or V query based on the Boolean syntax. This is just to give you an idea what are the tools that being developed in the research area when they try to display the result that we have. For the public, what we have is the Google display, lah. Okay, just a list of link to the document. Okay. We also have this tilebar interface. So the tilebar interface is basically looking at the document. So this, okay, for example, like this is the keyword that being typed by the user, and based on this keyword, they will highlight to you the um, keyword that they have. So for example, like this is one document, so the document will have the keyword around here. Okay, and this is for another document, and so on and so on. So this is just to highlight where is where is the keyword being used in the document. Similar to this, so we are looking at the color here. So I don't think you can see, but this is where they want to know, okay, this is a set of document that we have containing the visualization, the search, the result, and the I cannot read this one, but I think internet. Okay, so this is how they show the content of each document that they have. We also have a research done trying to show the relationship between word and document. Okay, so for example, like this, we are looking at the document, the square document, and then which word or concept they are related. Okay, for example, like this cluster. Okay, we have 5 paper here, and we have 3 paper uh, related to one word here, one concept here. Okay, and we have 1 paper here related to application, and then 1 paper here related to this. Okay, so this is the Vibe tools that they use in order to show the relationship between the word and the document. Okay, so this is just to give you an idea what are they doing outside there in the visualization department. We also have this one. So this one they look at okay, the density of the document here that related to certain topic here. Okay, so this is another density here that related to certain topic here. So this is like more on like clustering. Okay, and they will look at where is the location of that document with respect to the uh, word that they have. Okay, so this is another one, Xfind. So the Xfind, they try to show you the cluster, okay, all the cluster, and also the word that being used in order to describe the cluster. Okay, so basically, uh, we can know that the content of that particular cluster is highlighted here. So this is one of the technique that they use for topic modeling, where they will get the topic based on the content of the cluster. This is another one, WoodNet. WoodNet trying to connect the between words. Okay, so for example, like this, hand, and then they will try to connect to the handwriting, helping hand. Okay, so they try to look at how the word being expanded to a new um, set of word that we can expand from here. Yeah. Okay. We also have this wood tree. So sometimes we use the wood tree to visualize. For example, this one. Okay. So in text mining, we are looking at how the word is being used in one sentence. So when we try to um, draw the connection between one sentence to the other sentence, we can use this one wood tree. Okay, so we are saying that, okay, I am, we go from here to here, and then happy, and then not mindful. So this is, they are trying to, because this is a system, so a system cannot understand anything. So what they try to show here is that how can we represent the whole sentence so that the system can trace and then find similarity between the text or the sentence, and then how many options that we have in order to represent each of the sentence that we have. Okay? So this is the word trace visualization of the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. Okay, so we can model the document or the content of the document based on the wood tree here. Okay. Some capture the query or the keyword um, based on the input or no, based on the content of the database. For example, like this, they are looking at the popularity of baby names over time. So this one, they looking at the number of occurrence. Okay, okay, so you can go to here, baby name wizard, and then type your name, and then how popular is your name. I hope they still exist lah. Okay. Okay. So this um, session just give you an overview what kind of research is being done outside with respect to the visualization, and then the query process, and also the relevant feedback. How does the system capture which document is relevant with respect to the query? So we will learn about more about that one, and then we also look at how the result being grouped based on category, based on the cluster. So we will study more about that one in lecture 6. Okay. Relevant feedback we will study in lecture 5 and so on. So these are what you will be expecting in the next few lecture that you will have in this course. So any question? Some of you join us late. Don't forget to scan. Yeah, let me share the attendance. Okay. So for the rest of you, do you have any question? If you're okay, can you tap number 3? So let Kamas, can you type in your scan DNA?